Hey guys, today we're gonna take a look at a camera that is potentially the worst you can get your hands on, and I highly suggest you do your research whenever you buy gadgets that need to be connected to your Wi-Fi router at your home. And this camera doesn't really have a name, but it's made from JXL Cam, it says, at least on the app here that we're gonna download in a minute. That's the app here. So let's unpack the camera first. It comes with some user's manual that's next to impossible to even read. And here's that manual. Is in Chinese on one side and supposedly English in the other side, as you see here. I will follow this manual so you don't have to, okay? And here's the camera itself, which is one of those socket cameras, supposedly 360 and whatnot. Here's the camera itself. The motors, both axes, and it comes with this extra socket thing here if you want to mount it and just connect it. No polarity here, which I'm not sure if a camera needs it or not in this option, but and here's some other stuff that we are not gonna bother with today. And now this is the camera itself. It goes into the light or into the socket or lamp socket, and we have one right here. I have the router. This is a separate router. This is not what I use for home. It's connected to a separate network completely, and we're gonna try to connect here, and I will show you why this camera is actually not just bad but dangerous. This is very dangerous. And what it did before I started recording, I tested it, or I attempted to test it, and it tried to change the password and the IP on my router. Tried to change settings on the router, huh? That's very interesting. And now I'm gonna turn it back on here, and as you saw, the light blinked there, and I'm gonna download the app right here, and it did some kind of noise there. I'm gonna install the app and see what it takes to even install the app itself. Just give it a second. Install and open the app. Now it says agree. I'm gonna agree. This is not my main phone either, so I'm just gonna go in a very tight tangent here to get these connected. I'm gonna click plus. Now they say you should reset it right before connected and all that. Well, let's do that so we are fair to it. And here's the reset pinhole, if I can. Okay, and it did that noise. It should blink. I'm not sure if you guys can see it on the camera, that it will blink in a moment. Anyway, let's continue with the app itself, because that's the interesting part that we're talking about here. In the app, you're supposed to add it as an AP add camera. Click the three dots, ask for location. Interesting enough. Okay, I'm gonna enter the password for this Wi-Fi really quick. Okay, the password has been added. Click next. Now it says to connect to the access point that's by the camera. Let's see if we can find that one. And yes, it's right here. This BCA, whatever that number is, that's supposed to be from this camera. Okay, and it recognized the number from the camera itself. Let's hit add camera now, and it goes through this phase here that says login and register and all that stuff. And let's see where it goes, or if it goes anywhere at all. And I don't know if you guys can see it here, but there's some light bars going back and forth there. Supposedly it's trying to connect. And disregard the Wi-Fi on top there. That's the access point from the camera. So we will just wait. Not that we have a lot of other options at this point. Okay, so after trying it a million times there, it just would not connect. And now let me try it again on another phone now. Okay, let's reset the camera real quick. Okay, now let's try to connect it again on another phone. I reset the camera again so we're within it. And yes, we are connected to a 2.4 gigahertz band on our Wi-Fi. And I don't know what they mean does not support 5.8 gigahertz. And now we have to find the broadcasting signal from the camera itself. And it's this one right here. BCC, whatever those numbers are. And I'm gonna connect only this time, obviously, because the trust level is too high. Okay. And as you see, it has recognized the numbers from the camera, so it's communicating with the camera. I click add camera, and let's see if it adds the camera. Okay, log in, goes to Wi-Fi settings. Let's see if it registers. Okay, now it went at register, and the camera just did a sound and said, okay, whatever that means. And so far, this might be my, I think 15th try or attempt to make this camera work, and it gets stuck at this point. It does login, Wi-Fi settings, register, and it says okay on the camera, and it just gets stuck here. And I've waited for over 2 hours, 2 times, and nothing in the end. And this time I'm gonna just try it again, and see how it goes, and if it connects. And okay, here we are. It has been 2 hours and 42 minutes later, and it's still on this, stuck on this screen. And let me get out of here and go read some reviews after what I told you and see why this camera is something you must avoid. I'm testing it so you don't have to. Okay, I'm done messing with it at this point, and I tried everything I could. There's no way to connect it, and now I'm gonna put the phone on the side because I'm done with it. And this camera is exactly what the reviews are saying. Let me just turn it back on again, just so you see I was connected to a socket that works. Let me put a real light here, just so you know that this socket actually works, just like that. Okay, and now this camera is one of the worst. After attempting to change settings on my router, for some reason my phone started going off the rails, started turning on and off the data, turning on and off Wi-Fi by itself, and it would keep just disconnecting and dropping the internet by itself. So by that, I think their app itself has some kind of malware or something, which I don't know why Google still allows this app here to still exist on Play Store. The app has reviews of 2.2, which is after over 1,400 reviews. And yes, what happened to me is very real. Never read the first 2 or 3 reviews because most of the time they're paid for. So let's go to the bad reviews, what they are saying here. Look. One review. It's a hardware, software pieces of junk. The concept is excellent. The execution from the instruction to install the product to the actual product connected and working. The instructions were incorrect. It describes hitting the power button as the reset button, and there's no buttons on it, and we know that. And on and on and on and on. And there's these other ones. There's another one that I would that I read. Those very interesting. And here is one of the comments, for example, that you must watch for, because this I heard other people actually happening to them. And of course she says if there were a -10 star, that's what I would give this camera. I cannot get it to connect, true, so I never got to use the camera. Also, if you are like me and paid only for shipping, which they are advertising this camera pay shipping only, you might want to check your credit card. They charged me $82 a week after ordering. The terms of service says you agree to a monthly subscription for some address to free stuff. It is very disheartening to see this going on and nobody really doing anything about it. Look at the people complaining here about it, and just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Look at the other one. Extra charges beware. Only paid for shipping and handling. So I thought that 3 days later was charged $68 from these nut jobs. I only agreed to pay shipping and handling to test this product. And yes, this is a scam, and I agree with her. It's an expensive joke. It's really a bad one. Nothing works on it. Even if you connect it, are you really connecting? Because this camera, even to connect, it doesn't have a password. It doesn't need an account. It doesn't need nothing, just go through it. So who else does have access to this camera? How easy is it to access this camera from somewhere else or somebody else? Those are good questions to ask about. And with that said, all I had to say is that you should stay away from this camera. That's the box that it comes in. If you see this box advertised somewhere, stay away from it. Stay miles away from this camera. And with that said, I hope you learned something here and you are aware of what's going on, and we'll see you next time. Bye!